I asked for a cup, and Josh gave me said this, and I said that's not a cup. He goes, it's just a really large one, and now I'm drinking up a soup cup.
Oh my goodness, yes. So she has a nice big cup of chaos, so she's good for the session. But before we get started, I need to fix my Zoom. I did not even see that was off kilter. Helter skelter.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so few announcements to start off with. We had a very wonderful break in vacation. Expect photo spam in the IRL pics. So yeah, there will be a couple more vacations throughout the summer. We will take them as we go. Also, the movie nights are going to be moved from Friday night. How they're going to be moved, though, tonight is the last night to vote on whether you guys want it to move to Saturday night or Sunday night at 6 o'clock Pacific. And the next watch parties, I believe, are Venom 2 and then the new Batman. So place your votes in the announcements channel where that is applied. For whatever day you want, and I will announce tomorrow morning what the new movie time slot is. Also, over this past week, Amberly has successfully opened up her shop. And do you want to talk about that real quick, Amberly, while I grab the link?
Yeah, I only have a couple things in there right now, like wax melt and sugar scrub and a couple other things. I'm working on some resin products, some clothing, and soon-ish, I should have master dice so that I can actually make custom dice. But I do custom orders as well, so I can be contacted through the site.
Yes, and for the custom dice, Joseph is making the 3D models, and then either Letitia or I will be making the 3D printed of the models for Amberly to make the molds out of. So they are going to be completely custom made dice from start to finish. Now, next announcements, there is a handful of DMs that are on on a summer break over the next few weeks. If you guys would like to play a one-shot, please let us know in the Discord, because we may or may not have some DMs looking for players for one-shots while they are on break. I think that is all I have. Yes, I think that's all I have right now. That being said, let's roll into it, and I need everyone but Ivania to poof.
Oh.
So we are starting with just Ivania.
Oh boy.
Ivania, I need you to... I'm gonna need you to make some rolls here, okay?
Yep, I have my dice ready.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, a Wisdom saving throw.
Constitution is 18, and then Wisdom, you say?
Yes.
Wisdom is a 19.
And go ahead and make me an Intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence. Oh boy. 17.
All right. So, when last we left off with Ivania, Okay. So total recap. You guys made it through the threshold guardian, past the little goat link threshold guardian, and were actually welcomed into a refugee camp. Refugees not only from the blight that is plaguing the lands, but also from the rogue general that went ransacking his own people for answers. So the forest welcomed in numerous refugees, and kind of a little makeshift camp, rather large in size, was made in the interim for their safety. You guys have been welcomed into this camp, and during that of which you guys have restocked on some supplies, you guys have gotten some upgrades, and Evania started a party. And intended as a distraction for shady shit, but turned into a much needed relief, a much needed relaxing and just energetic night for much of the refugees there. So turned into a full-on festival. You guys were actually reunited with one of your favorite chefs for the campaign, John D, as well as a couple of others from the town you guys first started in, which was Orkney. And after, going back and forth a little bit, doing other things, you and Aya skipped off to do some shady shit. Some more shady shit. And Aya's memory served her to find one of the magical epicenters of the forest, one of the points that Zunori and Moshi were actually just at, conversing with one of the ladies of the forest. And in this little grove, Aya is going around and enjoying all the flowers and just enjoying the majesty of the space, while you are attempting for the first time officially on your own mycelium connection. And so you have entered a state of meditation, and after about an hour, your hands have wrapped around, and you almost feel like you are one with the forest. And give me 1 second. Is there a... Okay, no, we're good. Sorry. I was like, is there an echo? No, that's just me. Yes, so you no longer feel your corporeal body. You are running along the roots and the vines of the mycelium connection throughout the forest. I also need you to make a... Do you want to look for something specifically, or do you just want to take it in?
Right now, to first take it in.
Okay.
Because this is first experience and whatnot.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Right? That's 24.
All right. That's really good. All right. You also gaining experience with the ways of Aether. Now that you have left your corporeal body behind, in an attempt to really dive into the connection, you're starting to experience the world in a different way. Now you feel almost the entirety of the forest, but every time you try to feel how expansive it is, you do get overwhelmed. And so then you kind of recede your senses a bit to more of just the immediate area. And you can feel trees, you can feel all of the creatures, you can feel, the weather and moods and emotions and memories. Another thing that you feel is that the grove that you guys are in, while it may be a magical epicenter, the heart of the forest and the home of the ladies, you cannot see into. However, it's almost like walking into an ancient cave. You just get hit immediately with the age and the muskiness and the dampness. So anytime you essentially look over in their direction, you feel how old or how aged just that area of the forest and the people in it are. But moving right along the way, you feel like you made contact with someone. You kind of bumped into them accidentally as you're walking along. And no words are being exchanged. This is entirely through the Aether, but they express a subtle but pleasant surprise. And you go ahead and roll me insight real quick.
Insight. 23. Wow.
All right. So along with the subtle hint of surprise, you also detect turmoil. And they're very tired and scared and don't really know what's happening. You also pick out that they aren't Mytharian, that they are a creature of the forest, although you're not familiar with what they are.
So they are some native to the Dark Realm, but we're not exactly sure what they are.
Correct. They are native to specifically the forest.
Okay. Can I try to catch their attention?
You already have their attention. You accidentally bumped into them. Yep. And so they're essentially, their first message across was pleasant surprise, kind of apologies for bumping into you type thing. And then you picked up on their stress levels, essentially.
Oh boy. Does it affect me? Does Vanya kind of like feel it bleed into, or is it just like?
At this time, no, you just kind of pick up on it, just as if you guys were standing in front of one another and they say one thing, but their body language gives you a hint of something else. That's kind of non-corporeally what you're experiencing right now.
Vanya doesn't really know how to respond, but at least start a generic greeting. Like hello.
The creature reciprocates your gesture, and then kind of a question mark, kind of a ping of curiosity as to what you are and what you're doing there.
I'll say Vanya introduces herself and be like, I'm Vanya. I'm traveling with a bunch of people that I'm not currently with, and I'm trying to explore my new abilities. in a sense, yeah. And ask the entity the same question, like, what about you? Who are you? What are you?
Go ahead and roll. Oh, where'd that go? I'm all out of sorts today. I'm gonna need you to roll performance.
Oh, snap. Oh, okay. 17. Clean 17.
All right. As far as you can tell, you successfully communicated the question through the mycelium network. Or communicated your answer or question and answer through the mycelium network. And the creature reciprocates back. You get confirmation that they are a forest creature. You also get confirmation that they are not Mytherian. They are not Aetherian based. They are definitely a creature more closer related to mushrooms than anything else. And they communicate that, they live here, and they are naturally a part of the network.
Oh, so wait, they're not native to either Aetherian or Mytherian.
Yep, essentially they're not humanoid based. Essentially they are elementals. If you want to they're closer to elementals than they are to Mytherian.
I see.
But they are creatures.
Oh, you mean like a collective? Like a...
I don't know. Right now you just are receiving one voice.
Oh. How do I proceed? How do I proceed? Kind of sort of panicking right now. I'm not sure what to do. This if I tries to be honest, like, yeah, this is my first time interacting through the Aether, and apologies for all the awkwardness because I have no idea how.
I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, oh no, this one's a 9.
As you're, trying to relay how new and awkward you are to doing this, you can tell that they were curious to your intention, but then things are starting to get a little bit fuzzy, and you're starting to lose focus, but you're still present in that moment. And the entity asks you, "You're new. What are you doing here? Are you lost?"
Well, not really, not particularly lost. We're resting at this camp. I'm not sure if you're at the camp itself, but we're here and we're just having we're on the way back. We came back from uh, I can't remember the name. The island.
I need you to roll performance with disadvantage.
Performance with disadvantage. Dang. That's a 2.
You attempted to answer, but what came out was pretty jarbled, and you're not even sure if you possibly leaked information at this point. But the entity kind of comforts you as your character is starting to get pretty nervous and worried at being so fuzzy and being so hazy. But the entity kind of, essentially wraps an arm around you and starts guiding you and says, "Come, why don't you meet my people?"
Do I have a choice?
You can attempt.
I will. I mean, I would follow along. It seems like a very interesting creature. I will go.
All right, so you two are walking along and are essentially walking along the network. And go ahead and roll another perception with disadvantage.
Hmm. Oh, come on. That's 12.
Okay, that's not bad. So the um so as you're walking along, you're even starting to tell the difference of where you are in the mycelium network. You don't really notice as many smaller details, but the larger picture you're getting a better idea of. And so you're noticing when you guys are like dipping underneath the riverbeds and stuff like that. So you're gauging that these people are good distance away. They were definitely not in the refugee camp. You're also every once in a while getting a whiff of someone else on, essentially on the network. But your attention is focused on this entity. You guys are starting to approach their area, essentially, and you're starting to feel multiple of these creatures on the network. A lot of them are just kind of watching you and watching this other entity. What would you like to do?
Uh, so Ivania knows that she's been watched.
Yes, you get the strong feeling that you're being watched, and you can kind of feel the entities close by. But at this time, that is all you notice.
And to understand this straight right now, I can't exactly see them. I don't know exactly which direction they're in, but I know they're around close by.
You can make a roll for it.
Okay, yeah, I'll roll for it.
Roll investigation. Standard.
Oh, that's a 6.
um, you have been finding yourself not just enraptured, but almost kind of in a daze by these people, by these creatures. It seems like the more the one interacts with you, the more hazy your cognitive thinking becomes. And you're going with the flow at this point.
Am I am I getting high
Um,
right now?
no, not necessarily. Think of it as you are being very relaxed and tired.
Ah,
But not high, definitely not hallucinating.
okay, okay. I guess if one tries to like radiate um the radiate a high emotion, like hi, not
So
hi.
greeting.
Yeah, greetings. Like,
Roll performance.
a standard one.
Yes.
Come on. Oh no. 3.
You attempted to make some sort of greeting. You're not sure how well it went over. Um, but the other entities in the surrounding area kind of, they almost did a wiggle. They didn't necessarily reciprocate your greeting, but they did react to your attempt at a greeting. And the other entity with you, once again, conveying, comfort. These are my people. We are different, but we are many and we are happy. when he says that, you still get the stressed portion of it. But he's like, yeah, these are my people. And they're doing the wiggle.
Do I wiggle? I guess I wiggle along.
Roll performance.
Come on. Oh, 17. Okay.
So you mirror what they are non-corporeally doing, and you get roll insight really quick.
All right, insight. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. They thought you duplicating what they were saying, you mirroring what they were doing was absolutely adorable, and it was well received. They did not find it disrespectful. They do not find you disrespectful. They actually are conveying endearment towards you for essentially jumping right in.
Okay. I'm still feeling super awkward right now. Oh my god.
Are you conveying that you feel awkward?
I don't know if Vanya can control that yet. I don't think Vanya can control that yet.
You can certainly try.
But I'll try to suppress it. I think that will be more logical.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
That's a 7.
So you attempt and do your best to suppress your true feelings in this moment. But it's not going very well. You are definitely, literally out of your element. And as you start to begin to feel, more awkward, the entity that has escorted you here picks up on that and says, essentially conveys would a vessel help, and they send you images, almost like dream-like images of essentially taking place in a temporary body, in a temporary form in that location.
You know what? That actually sounds like that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make another Constitution saving throw. Okay, hold on. I need you to do another set of rolls. I need it. First, roll me a Con and Wisdom saving throw.
Con Wisdom. Con first then. Con is 13, and Wisdom is it's a 6.
All right.
This is not going well.
I need you to also roll a nature and a survival.
Nature and survival. Nature without advantage or with advantage?
With advantage.
With advantage. Okay. Nature is 19. And what's the other one?
Survival.
Oh, I don't think survival will be a problem. How is it a problem? It's 13. It's 13.
All right. Go ahead and roll me another perception.
Uh, 24.
All right. So, the entity you are with escorts you to almost like a little campfire type feeling. There's no actual fire, but, a little huddle, a little circle of other entities, a little group gathering. And you do sense that they start casting magic, that they're casting ether, and you feel through the mycelium network, they are growing an empty vessel for your consciousness. They, after some time, the entity welcomes you into that vessel, and you almost lose consciousness. You definitely don't remember the majority of the transition. You still feel yourself connected to the network, but now you can pretty much see and hear as you normally would. You don't have, after a time, you realize you don't have arms or legs. You do have like some appendages, but they're foreign to you, and you can see and hear around you. And you realize that there are a bunch of mushroom creatures gathered around you, looking at you through almost insectoid-like eyes. And they're, kind of wondering and curious about you and also how you're doing in that vessel.
Can I move? Can I move that vessel? Like,
You can wiggle, you can move the appendages. You do see that you are able to move, but move from that spot you cannot at this time.
okay. Ivania will try. Can I do a happy wiggle to, like, I can't say, I can't speak or move, but like do a happy wiggle.
Go ahead and roll performance.
Oh boy. It's a 19. Yes.
So you do a happy wiggle, and you get almost like applause and claps. You see some of them actually are like connecting their appendages as they're tapping into a little bit about your kind and your people, and they're trying to learn more from you, and they are just absolutely enamored by your gesture. And you look beside you, and the entity who has been escorting you is also doing a happy wiggle with you.
So at this point, the only way I can really communicate is with ether. I just like
Correct.
project messages. I'm just gonna try and like introduce herself and then ask them all about them, because we've never really met anything like them before.
So, hold on. They roll insight for me before I answer. And I also need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Insight is a 7. There's a suspiciously high amount of Constitution saving throws right now. That's a 12.
Okay. They start to communicate with you, and essentially hearing the hive mind clearer and being in the vessel, you do lose consciousness for a little bit, we are going to go to Aya in the clearing with you. Aya, what are you doing?
I was fucking around, but I guess we're gonna find out. Can I check on him? Her? Vanya?
Um, you may go ahead and roll medicine.
Dirty 20.
30, 20? Okay. You can tell that Ivania is tapped deeply into the network. You can't really tell how far or what is going on. But the other thing you are noticing is there are mushrooms starting to grow up Ivania's arms, the ones that are actually touching the mushroom network.
Can I, like, remove the mushrooms?
You can try. Go ahead and roll nature.
$21.
All right. Your first attempts at removing the mushrooms, you are able to remove some of them, but the growth rate tends to increase the more you remove.
Can I...
And roll history for me really quick.
$17.
All right. As you're looking at the situation, you are racking your brain as you have seen Leaf Dira do this before. And this does appear atypical.
Can I, like, either pull Ivania out safely or do, like, my plant thing where I cause them to, like, accelerate their growth so that they, like, die?
What would you like to do?
If I try and pull Ivania out, there's a chance that I kill Ivania, right? That doesn't help me. Thank you very much. This would be so much easier if I just blood bonded like planned. But no. Nori has to have a crisis. Can I magically paddle him? I forget what the machine's called. Clear.
Oh!
Paddles.
Can you magically jumpstart his body? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You can certainly try. Roll both Arcana and Medicine. Yeah, defibrillation. Good call, guys. That's the word, because words exist.
Okay. Arcana, I got a nat 20.
Okay.
And medicine, I got a 21.
All right. So you attempt to you kind of swing yourself down to where you're like at the core of Ivania and attempt to, essentially give an ether boost to him, essentially just pump him really quick, see if you can startle him, wake him up, whatever the case is, you're trying to do that for them. And you do successfully get the body to jump. You do notice a spike in growth temporarily, but you also notice you did not hurt Ivania. Ivania did not regain consciousness. Ivania has, you, through the Arcana, you are feeling that Ivania has not returned to their body yet, but the body is not impacted, essentially. The body is not impacted by your attempts, nor is it falling ill. It's just empty.
Can I attempt to tap in to help pull Ivania back while I do paddle them? I can't say the word for whatever reason.
Defibrillation.
Yes, thank you. And like potentially, like I'm assuming I need some type of like deeper connection. So like, can I do kind of like quasi blood bond where I like cut both of our palms open or something as like a connection point?
You can attempt to enter the network with Ivania, yes. I am going to need you to roll religion because you are a grass element or a forest elemental. This is deeper than just flowers.
You said religion?
Correct.
21.
All right. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Swear to God, Ivania, both of us fucking killed. It's 15.
All right. You do attempt to, through Ivania, tap into the network and see if maybe you can, send out some sort of alert. Hey, come back. Anything. Or even to see where potentially Ivania might be. When you attempt to bond with Ivania and tap into the network, you get almost like a shock, a magical shock from the mushrooms, and they are preventing you from tapping into the network. Access denied.
Well, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I am quasi-connected. I just can't tap into the freak mushroom network.
You can't tap into the forest network at all through Ivania.
No. So it didn't work.
It did not work. You were able to kind of reach in a little bit, but then you were immediately booted out.
Of course, I have nothing that could potentially help me.
Ryan, are you there?
I am.
Ryan, roll perception.
Oh boy. That is a 15.
Okay, now I need you to roll insight.
I'm going to switch dice. Insight, 8.
Okay, so your little guy can see what is going on. But it is getting kind of distracted just by being in the clearing and so much magic running around. But you do kind of pick up a little bit that Aya is flitting around Ivania pretty excitedly. But through your little guy, right now you don't know why. Or understand what's going on. You do know that Ivania, you do see Ivania in a meditative state, but that is all you know.
I'll have him go up and like poke Ivanya's arm.
Aya, you see out of the corner of your eye this little shadow just kind of corporealize, and he just kind of rolls over to you guys, and a little shadow tendril just bloop, 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 pokes Ivanya's arm.
Can your little people like hear or just see?
They can hear and see. And
Okay.
I can hear and see through them.
Can I like attempt to send a message that I need help through his little shadow clone?
You
I'm a bobber.
can.
Okay. So I'm gonna be like, Sword, I can't get Ivania out. Ivanya's doing stupid shit and it's turning into a giant mushroom.
All right. Let me see what I can do to help the situation. Is there anything off about Ivanya's aether that I can notice?
Roll investigation. But a straight roll, no advantage or additions because you are rolling through your little guy.
Oh, okay. That's 12.
So you can see that something is not right. You can see that Ivania is not present, but you're having difficulty understanding what is going on.
Still
Bring
trying to
Leaf
pull-
Dira.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have my shadow buddy leave and go try to find Leaf Deer.
So you're not moving anywhere. You're just gonna have your shadow.
I've got
okay.
three different buddies to focus on right now.
Okay.
Oh no, four of them. Oh wait, no. So I've got one with them. I've got one with Moshi and Zenori. So I've got two with me. I'll send one of them to go find Leaf Deer.
All right. How do you want them to attempt to look for Leaf Deer?
I'll have both of them split up. Do I remember the way Leaf Deer was going? Like she said, she was going somewhere, right? And we could kind of like be free to go around. I'm pretty sure.
She did not say specific locations or anything like that. And when you guys parted ways was when you guys first entered the rebel camp. I mean, refugee camp.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm going
Or
to.
the goat child. The goat child would know where she is.
I'm gonna detect magic and see if I can maybe locate the slightest trace of either of those two characters' aether.
Okay.
Like have my two shadow buddies going around looking for it.
Okay. I need you to make me another double roll. Then roll Arcana and roll Investigation.
Arcana is 16. Investigation is 21.
All right. It takes a little while, but you find Leaf Deer. I want to say it probably takes about 2 hours. But one of your little buddies
Ooh.
was following traces and scents and was able to climb one of the trees with Leaf Deer at the top. With a whole bunch of different entities and people and Okies, and they all seem to be resting.
I'm going to have him kind of crawl up and start like nudging her like trying to pull at her.
Roll performance for your little buddy.
Oh no. That's a 12 because I have a -1. Oh wait, no minuses, right? For my little buddy.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so 13.
All right. Yep, hold on. Let me roll your DC real quick. Woof. It does not take much to get Leaf Deer's attention.
Yes.
She bolts awake at the moment your little guy contacted her. And she's like, Soren, what is wrong? Soren. And then she starts looking around and she's kind of lost. And she's like, Soren, are you there? Eventually, she looks down and she's like, oh! And she picks it up with her little tiny, little twig-like hands and picks up your little shadow sprite. And she's like, aren't you cute?
I'm gonna have him just jump out of her hands and start going towards, back towards the ground, leading back towards Vanya and Aya.
All right. She accepts she follows your lead, and out the door she pokes a little puffball Antiri, and she's just like, come on. And so you notice the puffball Antiri is kind of following her, and so they follow your soot sprite to
back to Aya.
Clearing where we are.
Yeah. Yes.
While he attempts to do that, can I attempt to use like my previous connection to the ladies to try and like contact one of them?
I'm going to have you roll another performance. And this one will actually be with disadvantage.
Oh no. Okay. $12.
All right.
So much worse.
You do reach into, your aether connection with them. You do feel them, but you don't know how successfully you conveyed the message. After a while, actually, we are going to go. So, Soren, is there anything else that you are doing in this moment?
No.
So you just ran your little shadow spies across the ground, and you're like, oh, they'll be fine.
I'm still seeing through all of them. I'm just sitting there.
All right. Before we get into that, let's actually check in with Zunori and Moshi. But before we do, let's go ahead and take a wellness break. About a 5-10 minute wellness break. We will be back, and then we will check in with Zunori and Moshi and just see what they're doing before we return to the clearing with Leaf Dira. All right, we will burb. All right, guys, we have returned with snacks. All right, so we are with Zenori and Moshi and sometimes Sorn, because Sorn has his little shadow sprites stalking everyone. But you two have returned to John Dee's tent, where presumably you guys are staying for the evening. And John Dee and John Dee's daughter, Lotu, are there, as well as Zigza and Jerzash are staying just a little bit a ways from you guys. You see Ivania and Aya cackling and running off. So that is where we are at in point of time. So, presumably to do some shady shit, but what would you guys like to do? As you have returned from the medical tent.
So we're just basically sitting in a tent with Jaundy's tent, like having a muffin and stuff.
Muffin?
How dare you?
Offense.
Wait, we're in her tent? I'm sorry.
You guys have approached her tents, and she
okay.
does see you guys, and you guys, are offered sweet buns and stuff like that. But it is up to you what you guys would like to do for the evening.
I'll turn to Moj.
I'm gonna have my shadow start like jumping up and down at them. So you're gonna see one of Sorn's, I have decided to call them shades, pop out of Moshi's shadow and start bouncing a little bit, and like,
What in the Sorn, is that you?
it's kind of like a bit of the purple glow coming off of it now. It's because it's kind of like revealed itself, and it's just gonna hop a little bit more and then take off towards in a certain direction.
Are we supposed to follow it?
You can do whatever.
He turns around and he jumps a few more times and he keeps going.
Okay, yeah, we're supposed to follow it.
No.
It's like claptrap.
Johnny just kind of waves as you guys come in and go out, and then she's like, and she's like, oh, that was kind of cute. Can you bring it back with you? I think I need a little helper around here. As you
My
guys...
spare one, I'm gonna send it towards Johnny. He'll get there eventually.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yep.
Following.
Yep. You guys are following the soot sprite, and you realize or not soot sprite. The shade.
The shade.
In my head, when I'm picturing it, I'm describing it. It's always a little soot
Yeah,
sprite.
the little like
We'll use it interchangeably. I'll call them shades though.
Right. That you're following him along, and you're realizing he's taking you down the same path that you guys were down before, going to the clearing.
Oh, what has happened? Please don't let it be one of those two. No.
I'm sorry, same path as what?
That you guys took to the clearing that you guys talked with Lanessa and Zenori's kids.
Oh, come on, we already did this shit. Alright.
Along the way, you guys are intercepted and joined by Leaf Dira and a little puffball Antiri. And Leaf Dira, you just kind of hear this little like hurried squeal, and you feel a tugging at your clothes and armor, Zenori, as you feel Leaf Dira climbing up on your shoulder.
Oh god, not her.
She's like, please tell me you know what is going on and can talk.
Oh no. Judging by your appearance, I think somebody's in trouble.
One of my shades is gonna turn around and nod like vigorously. Keep going.
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
So
Start sprinting.
So you guys reach the clearing. Zunori, I need you to make a perception check.
And we're back. Yay.
Shit.
This is like the area with all the crystals, right? Or is
Yep,
that
yep, the
something
glowing
different?
crystals, the flowers, beautiful trees,
That's right, that's right.
serenity.
15.
All right, so you enter the clearing, and one of the things you're noticing is it almost feels a little bit blocked off from what it did before. You don't know quite what did it, but it does seem almost a little bit disconnected, disjointed. Just aether-wise, you just get that little, like sudden feeling, and you feel like Leaf Deer even do a little jump. But you guys approach the center of the clearing where, in front of the little stone relic in the middle, Ivania is in a meditative state, and there is a frantic Aya. Kitty! Kitty interruption!
Okay. So I see Ivania in basically turning into a mushroom.
You do notice that there are mushrooms going up the arms, but right now that is currently all it is at.
Okay. Aya, what's happened?
What's going
What is
on?
this?
Well, we went off to cause chaos, and I wasn't the one that did it this time. I went, turned around to look at flowers, turned back around, and he's meditating. He's being eaten by mushrooms, and I tried to connect to him, and I got shocked. Somebody popped me out of connecting with Ivania. I can't get the mushrooms to come off. If you peel the mushrooms off, they grow back faster. I gave Ivania a magical shock. It didn't hurt Ivania, but Ivania won't come back to their body.
Maybe she's busy.
Do you see being in by mushrooms? I don't care if they're busy.
She's being eaten by mushrooms? I thought they were just
Look at
growing on her.
her.
I'll turn to the little one on my shoulder and give him a look. Do you know what is going on here?
Dira knows everything. She just doesn't tell us.
Spikes it. Leaf Deer is immediately worried by the sight, and she climbs down. Okay. She climbs down and proceeds to do slow, gentle circles around Ivania, and she's like, I recognize the mushrooms, but I don't know what they're doing here. And she says,
Not native.
she's like, yeah, no, not here, not in the clearing. This is weird. And she's like, they're alive. They are alive, but I don't know why they're here.
Yay, another mystery.
How do I get Ivania out of being eaten by mushrooms?
Honestly, I feel like this is an improvement. She's not playing her stupid ass instruments, so
One of my shades is gonna crawl up Moshi's leg and onto his shoulder and smack him on the ear.
hey, get!
Oh no.
You can't disagree.
How do I de-mushroom Ivania? It kicks me out. It magically shocked me out when I was connecting.
Maybe
Somebody
she's
is stopping
busy.
me from getting to Ivania.
There's
Leaf Deer knows how to contact the ladies of the forest, right? Maybe they know what's up.
first, Leaf Deer does look up at you, and she's like, they kicked you out of the network.
Yes.
She's like, I showed you how to do the network before. I know you know what happens. And so she's like, okay, well, come to my shoulder. So she's going to instruct you to come to her shoulder. And she's like, I want you to be my ground. So she's like, I'm going to anchor myself to you. So if something happens, I can pull myself back with you, okay?
Got it.
Okay, and I'm going to need you to roll Arcana.
That 20!
All right. Tsunori Moshi, I need you two to roll Insight.
Wonderful.
17.
16.
All right, so you guys get a good bead on Leaf Jira's emotions and reactions. So you guys see quite a bit of what is going on, but not as deeply as Aya and Leaf Jira do. So Leaf Jira mirrors Ivania's meditative state in front of Ivania. You know, almost looking like a little stuffed animal sitting in front of Ivania, and then touching the mushrooms that are growing out of Ivania really quick. She does kind of peel away, and you do feel it does hurt. But then Leaf Deer sticks her hands under the moss and attempts to concentrate. You do feel she does a deep dive, and you do feel like, you know, a dream of falling. You know, you get that feeling from Leaf Dira. But before the ground impact, she actually tugs at you and you're able to pull her back. And, you know, she's, of course, hyperventilating and very worried. And she's like, I don't know what they're doing, but they are here and they do have her. And she's like, there's a couple of different things we can do. She's like, I've never seen this before, but yeah, Ivania's not here.
Oh, yay!
Shit.
When this is done, Moshi,
I'm kidding. God.
I have 2 people to beat the shit out of. I attempted to contact the ladies. I don't know if the message went through.
And Leaf Deer is like, the ladies could potentially help, but with these people, the solutions would be the same with or
Why are
without
we
them.
triaging everything? For God's sake. It's always like, something happens, react. Something happens, react.
That's generally how life in general works.
Mushy smooshy.
I
I'm
don't
gonna,
believe
I'm gonna
that.
try something. It's probably gonna need a couple of rolls, but what I want to do is, Ivania's not covered in this mycelium, right?
At this time, no.
I'm going to bear with me. I'm going to walk up behind her and put my hand in the middle of her back and start focusing from both myself and through my religion, and try and like make a beacon.
For Ivania to return to, right?
Yeah.
Roll Arcana and Religion.
That's not right. Let's go for that one then. Oh, that's even worse. Yeah, it's not good. Let me just check the actual numbers though.
Do I understand what Zenori's trying to do?
You do.
Can I help boost Zenori with my own ether?
He is using his religion specifically,
Yeah, smart.
so there's not much you can do to assist. I mean, you can add to, but whether it would exponentiate the power.
Got it.
Does it give me advantage?
you get for Arcana?
It was a total of 9.
And religion?
Total of 5.
I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, miss. Okay. Wisdom. Saving throws. Oh, I haven't. Why am my brain farting to this? 15.
All right. You now get what Ayo is talking about with attempting to reach out to Avanya in any way or send anything through the mycelium. And you get almost what feels like an electrical shock through your hand and pushing you away from Avanya. Leaf Deer kind of notices what you're doing, and she does look over at you, Ayo, and she's like, was that what you're talking about? It kicks you out?
Yes.
She's like,
I connected, and it shocked me out of the connection. So I couldn't do anything.
she's like, and I was trying so hard to dodge it. I don't know what they're doing. She's like, there's 2 ways we can do this. She's like, we can wait and see if Avanya comes back, or we can go physically find her soul and bring it back to the body.
Is there any way to figure out if she's in any imminent danger?
She's like, we can try to go through the network again and try to reach out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're kicking us out of the network, including Leaf Dira. They have to be pulling some shady shit. And not in the fun way.
Okay. One thing I will do before we commit to anything, I'll try and pray to Anerziel and see if Ivania is in actual danger.
Roll religion.
On that note, I do have divination as well. I haven't used it.
We can attempt.
That was a 5. That was the same as the last religion roll. God damn it.
I feel like this is Soren trying to find out about his patron all over again. So you do attempt to reach out, but you are still pretty worn out, just spiritually, emotionally, from the events of the day, and even if you did reach him, you're not sure if you could even tell what was coming back to you. As now all of your anxiety and worry and concern is back tenfold. As now a member of the party is also in danger, and you still have not seen your wife.
No, oh no, we saw the kids. Thought we weren't allowed to see her.
Yeah, not at this time.
Not right now.
But he at least knows that she's alive. Okay, so since the sacrifice. Alright, you can attempt to cast divination. It will be 25 gold for supplies needed. You already have everything else. So we can just abridge that you guys went out back to the market to get whatever else was needed for your ritual for divination. Spontaneous one action. Ryan,
Yes.
is there any rolls that need to be made for divination?
If it doesn't say it on the spell
No, it
description,
doesn't.
it does not.
No, it says it. It says it later on. If she tries to use it a couple more times. But
The only roles I've seen involving divination usually depend on the percentile, and you need to get under.
Yeah,
that
if I
Yeah.
use it too much before it like resets, then I can get random replies in place of something useful. But I haven't used it at all ever.
yeah.
So
So
that's not applicable at the moment.
she says,
If
a
you,
matter of fact.
if you cast the spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get a random reading.
Yeah, mine is coming from my tattoos. So we have it set up where it's what, at dawn or something? Or
Yes.
daybreak, or it resets.
Yep, every dawn. All right. So you guys assist in any way to help Aya, have the strongest divination ritual that she can. Leaf Dira also assists you on this, Aya. What would you like to try to divine?
I just get a single question, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is Ivania in any type of life-threatening danger before the chance to return to her body?
Okay, repeat the question one more time for me.
Is Ivania in any life-threatening danger before she has the chance to return to her body?
I'm whispering to you. So you guys can talk amongst yourself while she receives the answer.
Can you, Ryan, detect magic through your little doodads, your little shades? Ryan?
Soren, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hey, can you detect magic through your little guys?
Through my little guys? Yeah.
Right. Zenori's going to turn to this little shade sprite and communicate to Sorn through it and say, can this little thing detect Aether through this? Because we need an idea of where Vanya might be. She might not be here, but she could be close by.
Okay, he will walk up and just like grab onto Ivania, like basically like wrap himself around the arm with the mushrooms, like a bracelet.
All right, I need you to roll a d20 for him.
All right. That's a 15.
Okay. At first, you do, feel Ivania's previous vessel, or the vessel you would prefer Ivania to have. And then you also do feel the mushrooms. You feel hive sentience. But you also feel very foreign creatures, very non-humanoid. However, right as you're starting to, try to get your little guy to, essentially follow the mycelium trail, he gets pushed back, and when he does get pushed back, he disintegrates.
So the shade around Ivanya's arm just falls apart and dissipates.
Leaf Deer does kind of see what you're doing, and she's like, it is possible we can still use them. We just can't go through Ivanya's body.
I'll take the other one and I'll have him go up on Leaf Deer's shoulder.
And she kind of looks over at it, and she's like, do you want to sniff her out with me? Oh no, we lost Ryan. Ryan. Oh, did we lose me?
Yeah,
Am I frozen?
everyone is frozen for me at the moment.
Yeah, so I'm frozen too, but I can hear you. Where are you guys at?
I can hear you.
Oh no, we entered the mushroom bears. Waiting for things to catch up. Hopefully it's not my internet. I got good weather out here.
There we go. I'm here.
Woo! And there goes my Zoom. 1 second, guys.
What's happening?
I think
What in
Zoom
the-
just had a huge fart.
Yes.
Oh no.
Zoom
Thanks to
definitely. Zoom had an existential crisis.
So when it happened, my shade was nodding vigorously again.
All right. Leaf Deer looks at each of you guys, and she's like, "What would you guys like to do? Who wants to join me?"
Zenori will step up.
I'm going.
Where are we going?
To find the motherfuckers that took Ivania.
How are we going? I guess.
I don't think it's going to be physical.
I think at this point, Soren floats into the clearing.
Finally.
Oh, it was comfy back there.
And the little fluffy Antiri that was following Leaf Deer kind of steps up, and she's like, "Ivania's body will be as safe as it can be. We'll watch over it. You guys."
No, I can do that. That's fine.
You want to watch over the body while everyone else.
Well, I have a feeling we're going to be watching over multiple bodies, since this might be a mental trip.
Oh no! Leaf Deer is physically going to.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Like, how are we going?
Yeah,
Because-
no. Leaf Deer is mentioning actually going to and trying to find where Ivania's consciousness is in the forest,
All right.
which is following the Mushroom Road. But it is up to you guys. Okay.
Yes.
It's not the chaos I was looking to cause.
All right. So you guys step out of the clearing, and Zunar, you and Soren both once again get the sense, just that little sense, that little wave that the mushrooms are attempting to block off the clearing from perception. But as you guys are walking, you're noticing Leaf Deer and the little shade sprite. They're kind of occasionally like poking their hands into the ground, and every once in a while she'll poke it and she'll just like, and then she'll be like that way.
Wait, I'm still going with. I wanted to
Are
stay.
you, yeah, no, you can stay with Ivania if you want to stay with Ivania's body.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just joking. I really.
We're gonna come back. Ivanya's gonna be bald.
Scorched. Just kidding. I'm really kidding.
I wouldn't do that, guys.
But we are, so you guys are going to attempt to follow some sort of trail to physically find Ivanya's consciousness, but we are going to go back to Ivanya.
I
So
am.
I need you to roll perception.
Am I finally awake?
I need you to roll perception.
Oh shit! It is a 23.
All right. Really quick before you wake up. Right. Have we really been doing this for 8 months? Because I know you've been like subscribing since, and
Right?
I just it's really
Our
like
first episode was September 29th.
It's been 8
my
months.
God. Wow. Okay. Okay, back on track. Hold on, DM derailing everything. So you begin to come to, and once again, it still feels like that very dream-like state. And you realize that the appendages that you had before you lost consciousness feel a lot more you. And you're able to have a little bit more control over them. You still can't move your place, but you look around you and you're in a very, very peaceful part of the forest. You're trying to tap into all knowledge you possibly can of these creatures, but you just keep getting enraptured by just how peaceful it is, how serene. You do still see life around them. They definitely thrive as one with the forest. And you see these creatures that some of them do have legs and arms and faces, and some of them are walking around, and you do see gardens of mushrooms, and you're still connected into the network. And yeah, what would you like to do?
Could I try and grow my own?
You want to try and grow your own mushroom?
No, grow my own arms and legs so I'm not stuck in one point.
You can certainly try. I need you to roll. First, I'm gonna need you to roll Arcana, and then I'm gonna need you to roll Medicine.
Arcana is a 15, and medicine is a. Ooh. That's my medicine bonus. It's a 21.
All right, so it takes a lot of concentration, and you notice that the entity that kind of escorted you here does help a little bit. You are able to grow yourself a bit, and essentially at this point you have the equivalent of a full torso and functioning arms. You can walk along the network physically, but you must have 1 foot on the network at all times.
So when you say network, is there like
Pretty
kind of like a
yeah. There's pretty much a moss bed of mushrooms. Yeah. So the area that you're in is well enough covered with the network, that within this area at least, you pretty much have free movement.
Okay, so I'm still with the original entity that was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I first made contact with.
Yep. And this entity that you are seeing clearer now is a few feet tall and has almost a glitter red and brown, kind of like little top hat. It's It's got a couple of black things that you're presumably its eyes poking out from underneath the brim, and it's very kind of stumpy. This one is very kind of stumpy and is able to move around, but does just kind of sit. It likes to sit in place, obviously.
Okay. Well, Ivanya's gonna try and take in the surroundings a little bit more now that she can move around, but also wants to find out more with this particular entity. I'm assuming she's no longer of center of tension. Like she's no longer being observed by everyone.
Much of the attention. Actually, roll insight. Why am I just giving you things for free? Roll insight.
Yeah. 12.
Okay. You can tell that a lot of them have resumed their daily activities, and a lot of it seems to be centered around farming, but you also feel familial connections. You do still sense hive-ishness, but you also sense individuality.
Can I try and pick up if there is any malice?
Roll another insight.
Come on. That's a 10.
Okay, you do sense heavy feelings. You do sense high stress levels, but you cannot tell if it is malice.
Stress levels. Okay, so that's something to circle back to. Ivana's gonna ask that original entity first, like, how do I address them? And then secondly, what is the source of their stress?
All right. The entity that has escorted you sends you image of a flower, and this flower being almost similar to a rose. But that is how it is addressed in the mycelium chain, is through a specific image of this flower or transmission of this flower, that they identify with other creatures and things in the forest. It points over at a couple of others, and it's like, oh, that one is an okie. Oh, that one is a goldfinch. Oh, that one is, and for it, it says it. Roll me another perception real quick, or another insight. Sorry, let's see how much you're able to catch from it.
All right. That's 16.
All right. It is able to convey clearly, relatively clearly to you. Once again, this is through the aether. This is non-corporeal words. You do notice that your guys' bodies are like kind of making grunts or vibrations, but they seem to have no correlation with what you guys are transmitting to each other. The Rose essentially comes back to you with the answer that they are far from home. They are less than they were. They are scared. The world is sick. They had to run. They had to evacuate.
Oh, so basically this is a migrating colony that's coming out of a comfort zone and trying to find better shelter.
That is the sense that you get. And a part of, when it said it had to run, you feel the blight, you feel the sickness that you guys have been battling to.
Ivania's gonna pipe up and say, "Oh, we have like a really good people. Like I'm part of a really good party of people that we're actively trying to fix this problem, and we're doing our best." And then uh, try to like instill some confidence. Like we've made some headway. I can't say too much for now, but we've made some headway, and we're gonna go find a better solution to help fix this blight problem. At the same time, also wants to convey like, hey, there's this one refugee camp that is in the protection of the ladies of the forest, and I think it would be a perfect place for as like a shelter for now. But I think that the colony wouldn't be much safer in that camp.
Okay, roll persuasion.
Uh, Persuasion. Oh no. It's a 6.
So you see you understand that the entity is comforted by a lot of what you're trying to convey. How you're conveying it is very scattered, and it only understands parts of what you're trying to convey, and you're almost kind of overwhelming it to where it's like, no, either it's afraid or people are afraid of them. You just get fear. That's all you get is in response. You can't see where it's directed to or coming from, but you get fear. And it is very affected by how rigorously you're trying to convey information.
Okay, so by that, I guess it's a good signal for Ivania to back off a bit and say, all right, we'll save this for another time. But just know that we're trying. We're trying our best.
And it kind of notes it. It notes it. It notes it. It doesn't know what you're trying to do, but it notes it. And
yeah,
after like a pause, the awkward pause with Ivania, the creature's like, happy you're here.
they're happy that I'm here. Okay. Dang. Is there any way Vanya can help?
Roll another persuasion.
I have no bonus in persuasion. Ooh. Okay, 15. Not so bad. Not so bad.
So the creature iterates on what it was saying before, that they have been forced to relocate due to the blight, the mycelium network being as vast as it is, and that being them, like they've had to regrow as they go, just to make sure that all of or as many of their people survive. But it's been difficult, and they have lost many in the blight and in the evacuation. And you get strong feelings that they are scared, and they are alone, and they are lost. And they don't know how to talk to anyone.
Okay, so they are connected to the ether through the mycelium connection, correct? I could point towards the big cluster that is the ladies of the forest. And and can I basically try and direct them there?
Go ahead and roll performance. Once again, you are still out of your communication element.
See, this is why I have. Okay, take it. 14.
I'm sorry, you were saying something? So, how is that going to be received? Sure. Okay, so you send the images of the governesses of the forest, the protectors. They are not familiar, with them. They have been pretty isolated. But they also convey fear that these beings are very powerful, and they just kind of want to be, they want to go back to isolation, but they want to be safe. So they don't want to, essentially poke a bear, is what you're getting.
Mm. I understand what they mean. I don't. I don't have a better alternative or a secondary option here. Well, I'm gonna try. Can Divine try to ask anything immediate?
What do you mean?
Like something immediate that Divine can help with? Like something that perhaps with this current physical body, there's something that Divine can do.
Go ahead and I need you to roll insight.
That's a 10.
Okay, you don't understand a lot of what the response is from it. Once again, these creatures are very different from people as you know it. But what you do glean is that you just being there is helping.
Just existing there is helping. Oh no. I can't stay for that long though. Damn. Deviant's gonna. I don't want to say panic, but again, kind of say that I can't stay for super long, but I'll stay for as long as I can. And then, now that I think of it, how long had it been?
Go ahead and roll history. I know it's kind of weird. I was gonna have you roll Arcana, but we've been doing Arcana, so just go ahead and roll history. See if you
21.
can tell. At the least hours, you can kind of see the first morning light coming through. You can see they've also kind of blocked off a lot of it. So clearly they like being in darker places.
Let's see.
But you don't know how many days it's been. You just know it's about to be morning.
Okay, so a couple hours, short period of time. Okay, I have an idea. If I was gonna ask them to learn this spell of transitioning so that Ivania can kind of like travel between her original body and this mushroom body. I mean, she can't stay permanently, but she can promise to visit.
I'm gonna need you to roll persuasion.
Oh boy. I'm 14! Yay!
You attempt to try and explain to them. Once again, there is some stuff lost in translation. But the moment you said go, that you want to leave, you get hit with panic and fear and no, don't go. You stay with us. Like almost primal fear of losing you.
Even with like, are they not just not getting the fact that I'm coming back? I'm trying to learn how to be able to come back.
Oh, they stopped at you leaving.
So I never even got to the part. Okay. Um, it's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Damn. If I just for now to keep feelings like calm, all right, it's like okay, I will stay. I will stay.
And you can tell Yuka's not only the entity that you're conversing with, but the entities in the immediate area, great anxiety. So you trying to communicate calm. They are receiving it and they are doing their best, but they're still very weary.
Dang it! This is so tough. How? What is this? What is the solution? Um. Well, yeah, I think Ivana's just gonna like stay with them and just follow them around for a bit because I really don't know what else to do.
So with that, we are going to go ahead and take another 5-10 minute wellness break, and then we will resume with the rest of the party who is trying to hone in on Ivania. So we shall return, Burb. All right, we are back. Sorry, that was my fault. I definitely needed extra snacks. I was getting pretty hungry there. So we'll be snacking for the rest of the session. But all right, Ivania, you have convinced the DM to give you another chance. What would you like to do?
So, I'm going to try again with as much gentleness and diplomacy as possible and avoid words of leaving and saying I will return.
Roll persuasion.
Come on. Come on, baby. Give me some good rolls. 18! 18! 18's a good roll, right?
So you do, try to convince them that you need to leave. Yeah, and you'll be back. You're gonna try and go get help or whatever the case is. They definitely don't respond as vehemently as they did before. But I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 15.
Oh, not bad. The vessel you are in starts to get pretty relaxed, and you do feel yourself kind of like, maybe it's not so bad where I'm at. Maybe this is okay. I do need to go get help, but you start, you do get almost a wave of dizziness and aloofness, and they're like, yes, stay with us, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Why? Oh, that's a 10.
So they convince you to stay at least a little while longer.
Oh, God.
All right. And while you are enjoying your peaceful forest mushroom walk, we are going to resume with Tsunori and Sword and Aya, who are hot on your trail. Kitty!
Cat.
Cat's butt graced us with the star. Alright, so you guys are en route. It is definitely turning into a bit of a trek. You guys are still within forest residence limits at this time. But, Leafdira is trying to do her best to keep up a brisk pace while still trying to maintain some accuracy as to the direction. Cat. Kitty! Babes!
Such a pretty baby.
With those such subtle gray eyes. Oh. Always welcome in the party. Even though it's Moshi's competition, but but yeah, you guys are hot on tail. What would you like to do?
I think there's much that we can do until we get to where we need to be.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
too
on
sure.
the way there, I'll stay in front and I'll keep detect magic up, looking for any trace of Ivania's aether or any weird aether.
Okay, so roll insight for me, real quick.
I am going to sharpen the edges of my flattened flowers.
I thought it was a nat 1. It's a 7 plus 5, so 12.
Okay. You are picking up a little bit on what Leafdira is picking up on, but it's not accurate enough at this point where you can lead where you guys are going. Aya, and you are sharpening your flowers. Who are you sitting on right now?
Sunori, I think.
Sunori. So you, Sunori, in your ear, you just hear this little shh, shh, shh.
I'm making flower throwing stars. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't know, that's why I need you to flatten the flowers.
Very, very crafty.
Oh, all right. All right, you guys come to a river. You guys have starting to get the idea that there's a river that almost kind of like winds around the epicenter, variably. And Leaf Deer kind of looks up at you guys, and she's like, "We need to get across. We can go around to the nearest bridge, or one of you guys can swim while I ride across."
This is pretty easy for me. Can I make a strength check to pick up Zenori?
You may.
All right. 17.
Zenori, I need you to make a dexterity save real quick.
Where's my dice cat? I'll just use another one.
The cat's playing with the other one.
Yeah. Oh, 6?
So then, Aya, I need you to also make a dexterity saving check.
15.
Okay, so you managed to catch yourself in this instant, but Sunori, you kind of didn't see it coming. All of a sudden, you just got hoisted through the air and over Soren's shoulder. And Aya, you caught yourself before you got flung off. And Leaf Deer kind of like hops on your foot, on your leg. She's just like, "Let's go!"
And I'm assuming I can hover over water because I literally have Jesus mode written in my features.
You literally
Under my
do.
hover.
But I need you to also make Arcana check.
Oh boy. Oh, that's nice. That is a 22.
All right. So this part of the river is actually kind of broad. Okay. Let's say, it's 1,000 or so feet easily across. Tsunori, you are the first to kind of see what is going on, considering you are currently looking down at the water levels. But you guys start to see underneath the surface of the river. The river itself is actually fairly calm, despite being as deep as it is. And you guys can see how deep it is, because it is lined with, almost phosphorescent life. You see some fish, you see some plants, and all of them, kind of glow with their own iridescence. And you're also seeing very large, almost like giant seahorse creatures. Very similar to the Ecurans, but aquatic. And you kind of see a small school of them right underneath the surface as you guys are going across, and you guys just see this beautiful world as you guys are passing. And Leaf Deer kind of swats at the water, and she's like, "Go, shoot, shoot!" But you guys make it safely across the river with Soren's Jesus mode, which does not include wine, unfortunately. But
I would be able to benefit from it anyway.
But you guys make it across, and Leaf Deer is gonna be like, okay, here's where things are gonna start to get pretty rough. And she kind of giggles for a bit, and she's like, okay, no, they're gonna get very rough, but that's because there's no more paths. And so you guys are going to proceed through tough terrain. This is similar to how the forest was before you guys reached the threshold guardian, reached the the girl Billy Goat, where it is immensely thick, but once again you guys are not on a path, so you guys are crawling over roots, under bushes, the whole 9 yards. I'm gonna need all of you to make individual survival checks.
Ooh, and my luck runs out.
Okay. There's no chance I could just
Oh, I
fly
guess
above everyone.
11.
4.
Ooh.
17.
Let me see here. Oh, where'd they go? Which one?
Yeah. Why can't I fly above and light the way?
I'll get to that in a moment. Okay. All right. So you guys are crawling through the forest at this point. It is very thick and very dense, and you guys cannot currently see the sky at this time. Even Leaf Deer is like trying to hold on to Zenori's cape, any article of clothing for you guys. She's pretty much like saying, don't lose touch with one another as you guys are crawling through this forest. Soren stumbles, and that kind of catches you off guard. You both take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as Soren almost topples over, having trouble getting through the bush and the bramble. But eventually, Leaf Deer, kind of slows down, and she's like, I think we're almost there. And she's like, I think we're getting close. And she's
Great,
like,
now that I've taken
Soren
this
and I, or
huge
Soren and
wound.
Sonori?
Soren and you. Yeah.
Okay.
Denori's fine. He caught himself, He handled it. But Denori, Leaf Deer, kind of climbs back up on your shoulder, and she's like, we're getting pretty close. It's almost like a village. She's like, but they should not be this close. They should be far away.
What kind of a village?
She's like, mushrooms. What else?
Oh. I guess I would say mushrooms all around the place.
She's like, do you expect mushrooms to build houses?
I just don't know anymore. This forest is very strange.
Can I do like an insight or some type of knowledge check on preferred environments or like the environment that they're in?
Do you know what they are? Is the first question.
She just said mushrooms.
Well, she said mushrooms, but there's thousands of mushrooms out there.
Yeah, but there's some commonalities between mushrooms, but also I can see their environment. Can I do an insight check?
Sure. Go ahead and roll insight.
14.
Okay. For the environment that they're in, coupled with the mushrooms that you saw back in the clearing, you can tell that they are out of place. So what Leaf Deer is saying matches your knowledge as well.
I meant more like dark, light, up high, down low.
think you guys are in a dense forest, and they seem out of place.
Okay.
Yeah, and at this time, you guys do not currently see any of them or their development. Like, you do see quite. Actually, roll perception. Zunori, you're at the front of the line. Go ahead and roll perception. With advantage. Because you guys are in a group.
Nat 20.
Oh! So coupled with Leaf Dira's warnings that you guys are almost there, you start slowly piecing together that you guys are on the outskirts, that you see tons of smaller mushrooms of different varieties all around you. You're also, getting the idea that it is almost early morning, but the air feels closer to a cave than it does a forest.
Do the mushrooms seem evil?
Do they see evil? Roll insight.
Oh, yes! Damn it. Wait, what's my insight? What do I add to that? 12. 12 is my number today.
It evidently is. All right. So, you get a decent bead on just the general population. Like I said, you guys don't visibly see any of the creatures at this moment. You guys are still on the outskirts. You have no idea if you've been detected yet or not either. But in the general vicinity and you reading the Aether, you get a good idea that they are neither good nor bad. They are very neutral.
That makes me more suspicious. Oh, they're just here to fuck shit up. Well, just keep going. If they die, they die.
If they die.
With my nat 20, do I notice any like strange clusters or anything like that?
You do notice and recognize that some of the clusters are similar to that was surrounding Ivanya's arms.
I guess Zenori will just say, those types of mushrooms look very familiar. Are we getting close?
Leaf Jira would be, like nodding. She's like, we are getting very close. Now my question to you guys is, how would you like to approach?
Cautiously.
Nice and slow.
I'll go along with it for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what death looks like when it is partaking in the eyes. If looks could kill, that is what that would look like.
Destroy them all.
Listen, I get Ivania back or they all die.
It's simple, really.
Alright, Joseph, I'm going to need you present in the whispers for this.
Not the whispers.
Yeah, the whispers. So just go ahead and go ahead and shoot me a message in the whisper. Make sure you're in the right chat. I want you in the whispers, not in the team lounge. Okay. All right. So you guys start seeing larger mushrooms, different shapes, And then you start seeing different sizes, and some of them, as you're, walking through, are about as tall as you. And you reach, almost like this circular gathering, almost like a little fairy circle, except definitely more naturally, organically shaped, shaped things for the circle. And some of these mushrooms that are about as big as you guys. I say you guys like Tsunori and Soren, as there are plenty of mushrooms that are as big as Aya.
Yeah.
Only a few that are as big as Leaf Dura, but no, in this clearing there are mushrooms all over. There are mushrooms on top of mushrooms, and you guys start to notice that some of these mushrooms are looking at you guys.
Oh, they have eyes?
Some of them do, yes.
Can I Ant-Man myself into a larger version instead of a smaller version this time?
Roll Arcana.
Perfect.
Oh, and when was the last time you slept? And rested? When was drawing chips over. When was the last time you rested?
I mean, I've rested since I Ant-Manned myself.
Okay.
I don't use it all that often. I could do math. 22.
All right. You do successfully make yourself as large, a little bit larger than Leaf Dira. This sudden change in your stature, you guys do get a startled ripple throughout the mushrooms around you guys.
Perfect. Intentional intimidation.
No, you don't know that yet. You don't know if they're scared. You just get a ripple. You get a reaction.
Yes, but now they're off kilter. They didn't expect me to grow large.
You're such a gem. What would you guys
Now
like
we
to
have
do?
the upper hand. I should probably let Zenari talk instead of
The choked.
Same.
I'll
Go on, talk to the mushrooms.
Oh god, how do you talk to a mushroom?
I can do it, but you guys may not like the results.
I'll look at Leaf Tear and say, should I just speak normally? Is there like a normal way to speak to these creatures?
She'd be like, I honestly don't know. She's like, I've only talked to him through the network.
I'll just say to everyone, stand back, just in case. And I'll walk up to, I'll say one that looks more regal than the others.
Roll
The king
insight.
mushroom.
King Mushy! Sorry. Totally unrelated.
It was terrible. It was like 9.
The Spore King.
Yeah, you have no idea how to distinguish one as more important than the other.
Okay.
So you pick one that seemingly has the most identifiable facial features. What would you like to say?
Oh gosh. Hello.
Roll insight.
Nope. That's 10.
It starts to wiggle and vibrate in response, but you don't know what that means.
I'm going to assume you're speaking to me, but I don't know what you're trying to say. I have the impression that you have one of my friends in your court.
Roll persuasion, sir.
Oh, it's good. It's actually good.
A rare day when
He's
Zenori
big.
rolls well twice.
Persuasion. That is a 21.
All right. The mushroom does another little vibration thing, and you all are surrounded by the sound of wind almost through leaves and branches and husks of seed pods. Just a very natural but brisk voice, and also what kind of sounds like oh my god, Chris is probably a didgeridoo, very low, very baritone, low vibrations on top of this windy whistle. But you guys hear it from all around you. You hear it from every mushroom surrounding you. And they're like, we are many friends.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh no, it's Legion.
That went through my head too. I was like, we are Legion. I was like, but wait.
New friend, maybe? One that hasn't been with you long.
We have many new friends. Are you not new friends?
Oh, that's yet to be determined on whether or not you turn my friend over.
I'm gonna need you to roll intimidation.
Oh, anyway, I started blasting.
18.
They are not impressed. And they do not understand the intimidation that you're trying to do. They simply say,
It's
how
not
do you
intimidation,
not
it's
know?
a promise.
They're like, how do you not know if you are a friend?
Because you took somebody that I would like back.
We take nobody. We welcome all.
She did it to herself. I'll chime in. I don't think our friend meant to join you forever.
No. But why not? We are friends.
You can visit friends.
They say we do not understand.
I know it doesn't make sense for you because you can't really move. But...
I need you to roll perception.
No, they have legs. Shit. That is an 8.
No.
So they did not comprehend insults, but they took that statement literally, and you see some of them start to and you do hear branches crack and some mushroom tearing as sometimes they move their arms and they're just kind of hold it out, and a few actually step closer to you guys and circle you guys around.
I summon my greatsword.
Okay. Last piece of diplomacy.
couldn't move.
I'm just trying to figure out a way that to make it less ambiguous.
If we have to fight, I'm flashbanging them. And I'm quite large now, so it'll be intense.
Assuming they have standard poetic eyes.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm just going to take a real direct route. Listen, I'm pretty sure our friend doesn't like to be taken against their will. And we sure as shit don't like people getting taken against their will. So...
Has one of your new friends asked to leave recently? Because we know that our friend would return to us.
But what if they like it here?
Even if they like it here, who's to say that they don't like it with us?
All right, Joseph, I'm going to need you to roll for that. Sunora, I need you to roll perception.
Perception is 14.
All right. You see on top of one of the logs behind the mushrooms that you're directly looking at, you see a little, almost like a figurine-shaped mushroom that resembles someone very familiar. And it is attempting, but very slowly, trying to get down the log into you guys.
Oh.
Manavax.
I'm going to... how many, if any, mushrooms are in front of me, in between me and Ivanya's avatar?
You have currently 2. You have 2 large ones, and there are about 3 medium, small sizes behind Ivanya's.
Okay. I'm going to point at Ivania and say, "That's our friend right there." And I'll try and pretty much push past them to get to her.
Go ahead and go ahead and roll another persuasion. Ivania, is there, whisper me, is there anything you are doing on your end besides trying to move towards them?
21.
Alright, so you do get closer to, Ivania, or Ivanya's avatar, and you attempt to pick her up, but you do notice how rooted in she currently is. And you do hear a little squeal as you try to pick her up, but you do reach her.
Okay.
And I need you to roll a wisdom save.
Good. Why wasn't it this one? 8.
Alright, you get the same shock that you got before. When you touched her.
All right.
Oh. Oh, okay. Joseph, you may roll for that. Go ahead and roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll a charisma check. Soren, I need you to roll perception. Or insight, rather. Okay, got it.
7.
Shit.
I can't roll well.
So you see Ivania doing a bunch of motions with you, but the, almost figurine like shape, you're having trouble deciphering what she's trying to tell you.
Look, she's learned to dance. She's taken up dancing in the presence of the mushrooms.
The mushrooms say she is safe. She is helping.
No, she seems a little distressed.
Roll an insight.
How is she helping you?
That's better. 22.
Okay. So, Soren, you get the intense feeling of pain and anguish and loss from them. And Aya, they answer you. They're like, we are many, but we are much fewer. She is helping. We are lost and we are few.
I think something thinned their numbers a little bit.
That's all well and good, but forcing people to join to regrow numbers isn't exactly something that should be encouraged either.
At this point, Leaf Deer does step in, and she's like, I think this is normal for them somewhat. And she's like, they can propagate naturally. It does take a long time. If they have wandering, partial souls, it takes a lot easier. She's like, maybe they're trying to survive and needed to take a drastic measure to increase their numbers. Maybe they don't usually do this.
That's all well and good, but especially if they're doing this to Ivania, who's to say that they haven't done this to other people?
Are you evaluating the morals of fungus right now?
I am. And let me tell you, I do kind of want to go on a murder spree because I want Ivania back. However, taking into consideration, they're going through some shit. And this may not be who they are as a people.
Or as creatures, rather, not necessarily people.
Well, I understand that, but it's like a culture. A people, not people, a people. However, if it was any other group, would you think it okay that they take people to regrow their numbers?
And who are you asking?
I don't think they're smart enough. Nope, I didn't say that. I don't think they're as
evolved
sentient as us.
Okay.
Ivania, which ones?
Let me try and explain to the mushrooms, I guess.
Right, so you want to open up a more direct connection with the mushrooms.
Yeah, I know this isn't what Ivania would want, even if it's what I would do. They're lucky they have somebody so nice on their fucking side right now.
Okay, Ivania, I need you to roll insight. Your intention is reciprocated. However, I need you to I need you to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
With disadvantage? Oh god, okay. Oh, I rolled well on both of those! 18!
Okay. Not necessarily well enough, but you have a choice. You can open up a mycelium connection. However, it requires too much aether that you are currently using to sustain your size.
Okay, so my option is stay large or do the connection, essentially. Do the connection. I can shrink back down. It's fine.
Okay. The mushroom that essentially stepped forward to meet you at first also shrinks down to your height and kind of holds out its two hands towards you.
I hold hands with the mushroom bleeder, I guess.
With the mushroom ambassador. Alright, Zunori, Cern, you poof. We are going to go to just Aya, and Joseph, you can reside, but you will need to continue to whisper to me if you want to do something, okay? Because you do have small perception of this. Alright, the mushroom spokesman essentially opens up the connection and roll insight. Let me see how much you get right off the bat.
Probably not much. 14.
Alright, you do get waves of curiosity. You also do pick up on an underlying fear and stress. But for the most part, you do sense neutrality, open to negotiation. They're listening, essentially.
Okay. I can sense that your group is not in the best place and you guys may be desperate.
Really quick, before you keep putting together your sentences, you are unable to communicate words. You're conveying emotions. Yeah, emotions and images.
Okay. Let me convey like an understanding of the desperation, but maybe like a disagreement with current method.
Okay, go ahead and I'm just gonna have you roll standard charisma checks for negotiation.
I forgot how shiny these are. 14.
Okay. You attempt to convey understanding, and they, understand the desperation, but not, not having their methods, and it gives you a sense back of then you don't understand.
Can I convey potential alternate methods that I have a different idea?
They're listening.
Can I? You said I can do images, right?
Yes.
Can I project the image of the refugee camp and of essentially another group that's lost its place, right? Because it's what we've gotten from them is that they've lost their place.
And with what intention are you showing them this image? Like you say, showing that they lost their place, but the why? Why are you okay? Yeah, they lost their place too.
Okay, well, to show that I actually do understand what they're going through, right?
Oh, okay. So, okay. That's what you're saying.
For like step one, right? Because they're saying that I don't understand, right? But I'm showing that we currently have another group of people that lost their place, right? And so with that, I want to convey the option that, like, since they have no place and they need more individuals, like, they may either be able to coexist or find willing converts, right?
Okay, I just had to
that
make
make
sure I
sense?
had you clear, because I'm like, are you inviting them to invade the rebel camp?
No.
Okay,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
So that last
symbiotic
little bit cleared it up, because I was
like a
like,
symbiotic relationship, right? Like, they're trying to grow their numbers. They've lost their place. You've got another group that's lost their place, may not have any place to go, right?
okay, so they are a little bit confused by the last, by, essentially the last part you said, where you said coexist willing converts. They send you back the feeling that, they only understand each other. They only understand assimilation, essentially. They don't understand what you mean by coexist and willingness.
Um, can I attempt to convey that some of these other lost individuals may be willing to assimilate or like join them, um, like regain a home, like a quasi home with them?
They, when you say home, they put question mark.
Um, belonging, belonging. Maybe home is the wrong.
Hold on. They understand that. They're like, they send you back, flashes of, living amongst trees and birds and other creatures of the forest, and simply existing alongside.
Yeah, can I kind of like show my agreement with the idea, but then kind of like reiterate what I like. This is the way to game people, the method, rather than just taking anybody, which is their current method.
Roll persuasion, or no, just I said standard charisma check. Sorry, standard charisma check.
19.
Oof. All right. The mass of mushrooms around you does start to vibrate quite a bit, and you do see a level of unrest, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw real quick.
Not good. 14.
All right. Your physical body falls to your knees for a little bit, as you are overcome with images of what is the equivalent of their loved ones being lost to the blight, to the illness surrounding the lands, and you get the sense of they are about, like, probably 5% of their population as it was before. They are well afraid of becoming extinct, and it takes a long time for them to propagate, and they have nowhere to go for that, and they're afraid of, if they don't propagate now, they're just going to die off.
Okay, can I convey a couple different things? One, the solving of the blight, right? Because they want to go back home. They're afraid of losing more people, right? But the need for Ivania to complete that task, for starters. But two, can I also convey the loss through the experiences on the journey, right? Like, Tsunori's family is having issues because of the general on the blight, right? We lost people in the forest because of it. We saw the destruction of the blight ourselves and what's happening, right?
Okay. So that portion they do not either understand or they do not reciprocate. They do not connect with that as you're intending them to connect with it. They
Okay.
don't pay any mind to it. But you mentioned trying, or you try to convey, trying to solve the blights, and then you're like, oh, we need Vanya to do that. So a part of them feels almost like you're trying to swindle them, but another part of them is curious what you mean. Like you said, solve the blight. Like they don't understand and they're curious about that.
Can I convey that we know what's causing it? Like we know the cause of the blight, and we know like a solution to it, but we need the assistance of our whole group, which includes Ivania.
Okay,
Right.
they still don't understand what you mean by solve the blight. Like,
Can I show images of it starting to like grow again if it goes away? Like the potential of that area to come back, to stop the spread at the very least.
okay, that somewhat gets through. But we are kind of running out on time, so I am going to bookmark it. However, I need everyone present to roll to go ahead and roll persuasion. And Leaf Dira is included in this. So.
Nat 20.
Ah!
19.
Persuasion. Where? 11.
And Ivania, you can pop up for air for a little bit.
I rolled a 6.
All right. I also need you all to make Wisdom and Constitution saving throws.
All of us?
Yes, so start with Wisdom.
21 for the wisdom.
15.
11.
And
Wisdom. 14.
You said the other one is Constitution?
Correct.
15 for my con.
18 on my con.
17.
8 for my constitution.
And Moshi, I also need you to roll a Wisdom and a Constitution saving throw because you are on the other end of the mushrooms.
Wait.
Wisdom and Constitution saving throws.
What do I add to that? Just my wisdom and
Be
Yep,
a little
that makes
plus on
like
the big ones.
Yep.
makes sense. So wisdom sucks. Wisdom's a 10 because yes. And oh, jeez, lordy. Constitution. Well, where are you? It's the same. It's the same. We got 10 and 10.
And also roll me a
Wonderful.
Perception.
Yeah.
Just for you, because you're...
Maybe that'll. Oh no, that's just worse. Cool. Perception. Where are you? I do have D. No, I don't have D. No, that's just a 7. Yeah.
Okay.
It's-
All right. So...
This is just not Moshi's episode.
So we are going to go ahead and bookmark it there. Your rolls will dictate what happens in the next scene next week.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
Trauma. With that being said, once again, Amberly's store, the URL is in the chat pod, so you guys are welcome to check her stuff out. And note that custom dice are on the way. Fully custom dice made by each member of the team. And with that being said, once again, tonight is the last night to vote for the new movie night. Currently, hold on, let me actually check it right now. Currently the vote for Saturday is landslide. So if you guys want to swing the votes at all, you need to make sure you guys cast your vote in, because then in the morning, when I get up, I will make it official, whatever it ends up being. So Saturday or Sunday night at 6 o'clock Pacific, for everyone on the server. And I think that's it. Yeah.
Where's this vote?
The vote is in the announcements channel. It is the most recent announcement, so NBS-announcements. And you'll see that I have tagged nerds. You bunch of nerds! And there are reaction responses there, so you cast your vote via reaction. Either popcorn or soda. I thought it was clever, but
Woo!
Yep, so with that, we are going to say goodnight, and half of us are crashing and going to bed, because still tired from traveling. Oh, what you're talking about. 3 weeks of travel. With that, stay safe, stay nerdy, and we will see y'all next week. Or at movie night, one of the two.
Bye-bye.
Good night.